I just got back from the Bleeman Bog after picking up some duckweed and hyacinths and loading lettuce to the pond. And the fish just love this stuff. You can see them eating it. Oh, yay. You can see the plants popping around. Walter cleaned out the pump, so the water's really flowing fast now. And it clarified the water a little bit as well. And with all the rain we've had, the water's come up considerably higher, which is wonderful. I won't have to fill it with chlorinated water that I'll have to treat and neutralize. At nighttime, we have a light just under the deck, and it's focused on the pond, and I can change the colors. It's so pretty. We also bought a sort of, it's like a little, probably a carrier for dogs, but I got a big one. And the cats like to stay outside and watch the birds and the fish and the water. And they're both in there. There's Mitsu. And there's Kai. Tika was in here earlier, but then she said she wanted to come out. And they're quite contented. It was on sale, half price, so I grabbed it. And I thought I'd come out here and just enjoy the cool evening and then go in for some supper later. It's very relaxing out here. The sound of the water is so incredibly soothing. If you don't have a pond or a water feature, I would highly advise getting one. Even a small one. You don't have to even put fish in them. Just, it's really nice to hear that sound. And it creates negative ions, which are very good for you. That's what makes the air smell so fresh after a rainfall. Got a giraffe there. What I'm going to do with that rusty metal giraffe that I've had for many years, I think I'm going to get my acrylics and paint him giraffe colors, make him look a little more realistic. He's very cool. And I've got a hair in there, you can see in behind him, and that's all made of metal as well. And I'm thinking of doing the same thing, getting a picture of a heron and painting nice vivid colors with my acrylics. That's the Easter Island guy there. You see him? That top part, his hat, comes off, and I can either fill it up with seed or I can fill it with water. If you do the water, though, you have to change it frequently. You don't want mosquitoes breeding in there. Be a good place to put the bird seed. Make it nice and easy for them to get to. Oops! What did I do now? My finger keeps hitting things. I'll have to make another movie when it gets dark. Or another video, I should say, when it gets dark. With colored lights on. They're subtle, but it gives a really beautiful warmth to the pond. Isn't that stuff beautiful? That's duckweed, those little tiny bits that are floating on top. And there's the lettuce plant. Oh. Maybe I'll get lucky and one of the koi will jump out of the water. Like they jump straight up in the air to catch the mosquitoes. And I've never caught it yet, but they do it. They do it fairly regularly. And those white koi, I mean, they're such a gorgeous white. It's like a pearly white. And those fish are very big now. When I got them, when we first got them, they were about maybe 2 or 3 inches. Well, they're probably about 1.5 feet now. And they keep going. They get quite big. Hey, Mitsu. How you doing? Enjoying yourself? Better than sitting in the house, isn't it? Eh? Nice fresh air. Nice soft pad to lie on. Hey, Kai Kai. Hey, Kai. Hi. I think he's in a trance. I'm glad they get along well. He could hold another couple of cats. I had all 3 of them in here just 15 minutes ago or so. Chico wanted to go in. Hi guys. Sometimes I come out here and show my yoga pad on the deck and get a blanket and a pillow and just fall asleep. Great. I'll be getting you guys supper in a little bit. I also love sitting in this swing chair. There. Oh, it's nice. It's nice getting up in the morning, coming out here with a cup of coffee or tea and just relaxing and take it all in. De-stress. And the sky looks nice, eh? I got one of those owls. One of my woodpeckers was drilling holes in the front of the new sunroom. I'd be teaching and I could hear this knocking. Knock, 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 knock. Go out there and I'd practically be eyeball to eyeball with the woodpecker. And he was drilling some pretty big holes. So I thought I could get this and sort of take it to different places where he was doing his drilling, and he might have second thoughts about sticking around. I picked up one of those oregano, or was it not oregano, but basil, a basil plant. Used a bunch of the leaves and then brought it out here, and it's grown all new leaves. It's just right outside the door and it gets lots of sun. And there's a little tree I'm starting, a white pine. Picked that up last year at the Western Fair. And they were giving them to people for free. Here's Tashi. He says, how come I'm in here, Mom? My big guard dog. Oh, a bird just flew over my head. Its wing almost touched my head. Here's another. Let's get this bird here. Hard to find things when you're looking on the phone. Pretty bird there. Anyway. I love the lighting at this time of day. It's beautiful. There we go. This latch was made by a friend of mine. It's just so cool, very old-fashioned. Right, this fits in there. Put a latch on there. This door was a little shorter originally, and then our shepherd was jumping up and scaring the mailman. So we put an extra couple of boards on top. Had to move the mailbox to the end of the drive so he wouldn't be afraid. Bear was a good guard dog. Oh, he was a sweetie. There's our smoke bush. I love that thing. It's amazing how the branches are just like, there's no vegetation on the lower part of the branches at all. And then you get up past the roof line and there it is. It's beautiful. I love the shape of the leaves, like silver dollars. There's snowball bush. There's that hydrangea bush, I'm not sure. But since all the rain, the flowers have really been blooming. I have to get a trellis from my rose bush. It's falling over. But oh, does that ever get some beautiful red roses. And they smell so great. Really sweet. We put in all these windows. It's just floor-to-ceiling windows all around the house. It's sort of like being in an aquarium, but it's nice, like being outside, inside. I love all the shadows that are thrown at this time of the day. It's pretty cool. And this little table my friend made for me, it was a long time ago, like, 20 years ago. It's kind of starting to fall apart a little. I'm going to have to reinforce it. Hammer in some new nails. But this is where I bring food out for the birds and the squirrels and the chipmunks and the rabbits. And I just leave it here, and by the time I come at the end of the day, it's pretty much gone. It's just a tiny little crumb there. And in the winter time, I cover it up with some thick plastic, and then I put stuff under there. I put food underneath it, so when there's snow everywhere, they can still get in and go and get some protection and have something to eat. I usually put some old blanket or whatever things that I'm throwing out also in there, so that they have something to curl up in. Not be so cold. This is supposed to get flowers on it, but it just might not, because it really is very little sun. But it's pretty just the way it is. It's beautiful. And that's the sunroom in there. And there's all the trees reflected in the windows. It's a little bit dangerous because sometimes birds think the trees are really there. I don't think I have any fatalities. That's the old cherry tree. I can't reach the cherries anymore. They're way too high. And my clump birch is doing so well. Touch wood. Really healthy. It's quite old. Probably about 37 years old. Well, maybe that's not old for a tree. My evergreen. I'm taking care of this guy. Wasn't doing so well for a while, but it seems to be doing fine now. And this was just this tiny little needles on this thing are so small, see? And it was just like a few inches high when I planted it. It was in a forest way up north somewhere. Brought it home. They're cedars. They've gotten very tall. And the Rose of Sharon is doing great. There's like virtually no sun in this yard. So I guess it's a low sunlight plant. A little ant. Oh, these cameras, they're great, eh? Oh, wow, that's cool. So pretty. What's that? White. That's really beautiful. There's some buds happening. That shouldn't take long. Next few days. They're all at different stages. Lots of buds. My gosh, look at all the buds. So cool. Plants are amazing. Flowers. Wow. It's very exciting. That rain did this. Some people complain about raining. I don't. I celebrate. I think it's great. I love the rain. Yeah, there's buds everywhere. They're all at different stages. Beautiful. I like the fact that instead of a lawn, we have what looks almost like a forest floor because of all the trees. All the needles fall down, and when we cut all the bit of grass that there is, and all the weeds and ground cover, etc., all of that gets mulched, and then all the leaves that fall in the fall. First opportunity when it's dry, we get them to cut the yard so that it's all ground up into little bits of pieces, and it breaks down really fast and fertilizes the soil. There was a time this blue spruce was so dense you could not see into the trunk, where the trunk is. So you can see I've lost a lot of branches. It got wet for too long and it started to develop a fungus. And I removed most of the branches that were low enough for me to reach. And it really started coming around, and it has a nice feel. It doesn't feel dried out. There are vines here. These vines, and they crawl up the tree trunk and they get wound around the branches. So I have to come out each year and take those down. She's doing pretty good. Looks good and looks nice and thick up there. It's pretty good on this side. Of course, there's Way more sun on this side. Hello. I was totally impressed today when we were out and about. Everybody everywhere had a mask on. Not just in the stores, but outside as well. Riding bikes, doing whatever. Everybody had a mask on. I don't think I saw anybody without one. It's amazing. So people are taking things a little more seriously and staying safe, which is wonderful. That's the magnolia tree. Look at that. If that blue spruce wasn't there, this magnolia would be absolutely monstrous. I can't even fit it in here. When it's in flower, that whole tree's in flower, it's breathtaking. I just love this yard, and I love every single tree in it. And there's another tree I planted. Where is it? Oh yeah, this one. And this one gets flowers as well. White flowers. So it has all these different stages. Wow, look at this. Look at the cedar. Holy. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that amazing looking? Beautiful. All kinds of them. Looks like the tree's green, and then he's got all these little yellow growths. What are they? They're just like sort of like acorns. Amazing. I love cedar. And this one's really healthy. There's the, I guess that's the phone line going in there. Right. So they're going to be coming in and taking up the sidewalk here and moving it 1 foot or so in towards the river. So I'm going to gain another foot on my property. They told me that they originally built this sidewalk onto the property by 1 foot too much. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Maybe I can put some flowering plants all the way around that 1 foot area. Have a nice display of daisies or something like that. And then over here they're going to be doing all the work and digging all this up, taking all the rails out, replacing all the cement, putting in these nice looking blocks. And it's going to be quite the project. And it's going to go into the winter, I'm sure. But I'm looking forward to it, to seeing it all done. My fence here, I just replaced this fence a couple of years ago. I got these caps, and they were, I thought they were copper, but I guess it was just, it was fake. Anyways, it's still good. I guess I could get a copper paint and paint them, or get a green paint, make them look like old copper. That would be kind of cool. Queen Anne's lace. Lots of people don't like it. Pull them out, but I think they're beautiful. It's there along the driveway. I do have to take some of these plants out before you can't see the crushed tile anymore. But I love the colorfulness of the crushed tile as opposed to the regular gravel for driveways. This bush here beside our car, it's my neighbor's bush. It's a lilac bush and it's beautiful. I love it. It gets all these nicely scented lilacs in the springtime. We have several of our pets in this yard. Our smaller ones, of course. So weeping cypress. You're looking good. Oh, look at that. Huh? Cool. Oh, that looks kind of neat, all zoomed in. Yeah, there's all these little seed-like things. What is this tree? I've forgotten. Anybody recognize this? The branches are very sparse. It's a great place for birds to perch. That's why I got it. Thought the birds would enjoy a tree like this. I was trying to get something also to have all different shades of green in the yard. And I love how the metal roof just pops when it's bright red like that. It just pops. Got a lot of burning to do. I think I'm going to be ordering a large chimenea from Mayfair because I do a lot of burning. There's my Dalmatian. I love Dalmatians. My friend Diane has had Dalmatians. She rescues them. I'm going to clean this boy up, paint him a little bit, get those paints out. I haven't been painting in a long time. I also have to, Walter's going to help me repair this. The squirrels have done a number on it. The willow is quite dried out now. It's about 20 years old, still hanging in there. But this was modeled after the barricade at the Indian Archaeological Site. Because I had originally wanted this stone wall, and I thought that would be plenty high enough. And because it has so many crevices, the dogs were able to just toe-hold their way out of the yard by climbing the rocks. So I thought, oh, all that work for nothing. And I was trying to think of a solution, and then I remembered the fortress. And asked somebody to see if they could replicate that. And because Dan Hickmott was doing that work, and he was doing chairs too, willow chairs and furniture table. He did me a table and chairs way back. They've since sort of disintegrated, fallen apart. But if anybody knows anyone that does work with willow and could possibly, show us where we can find some willow, and we could either fix this or get this redone fresh, because it looks really cool. Harley motorcycles. There used to be kind of like a mask type thing on the front here. Still looking around for something cool. This was a gift here. This guy's blowing the wind. It's made of a resin, I believe. And my friend Scott Revington built this whole thing, the wall and the gate and the arbor. I love this arbor. It originally had some lighting hooked up. It's still hooked up, but the wiring itself has been damaged, and there's no light in there right now. It'd be kind of nice to have that going again. There's our fireplace. And that is what I want to take out. It's really falling apart. The inside, see, it's all rotten at the back there, the metal. It's going to eventually fall right out, and all it's going to be is the stones on the other side. And this is all broken, and the side is broken. If I could just get new screens, I can maybe use it a little longer, but I think it's time for a change. So either I'm going to get another one in a similar design as this. This one was pretty cool. It's got a Canadian Tire. Or else get in the chimenea style. The Mexican chimeneas are very cool. Like, they're just pottery essentially. And I had one many years ago. Howie and Vera Kittleson have a nice Mexican chimney in their yard. I think we want something a little bit bigger and with a lid on the top. Put there when it rains. This little bush, it was dying at one point years ago. I just trimmed off the dead stuff and put in some more soil, and it's come to life. It's really beautiful. And it's nice to see in the wintertime, see the greenery. Isn't that beautiful? Where are you guys? Hi, Mitsu. Hi, guys. Are you getting hungry? Meow? Meow? Yeah. I see. How about you, Kai? No? You want to come out? Is it time? You had enough looking at birds and fish and stuff? So this is where these guys go when they want to come out on the deck with us when we're having our morning coffee or a lunch or dinner, whatever, and the cats want to come out. You can put them in here, and they've got lots of room. Now don't start fighting, eh? We got a video happening here. No fighting. They're really good, actually. Okay, I'll let you guys out. Yeah, I will. See, it's a big thing here. It's big. It's meant for dogs, actually. Hi. Chica was in here with them earlier. So, that's about it. I just wanted to come out and relax a little before dinner. I thought, may as well film it. Keep it, put it on YouTube, and I'll have it as a nice memory 10 years from now. God willing, if I'm around still. Okay. Oh, I just want to show you the catalpa tree. Beautiful, I love those things. Well, I sure hope the tornadoes that we do have coming around here don't come too close to our place. I don't think it would fare well. All wood and lots of trees. Okay. See ya.